Well, good morning, everybody. Travels with Dottie here, with Dottie. And we are this is sort of a typical day in the life. And Dottie and I, it's 8:30 in the morning. We've released all three of our daily videos, the positive news, the comment, and the long form video. And we're working on tomorrow's video, and all we're doing is we're basically taking you along for our day. And let me outline what the day looks like today. One, I'm probably going to get lost because I want to go to the dump station, so I'm going to go a different way than I've gone before. See if we can make this happen. Not the dump station, the dumpsters. I got to do some trash. And I'm on my way into town to catch the opening of Discount Solar. I have to buy a little part because I'm going to be helping our friend Deborah Dickinson with her solar system. She ran into a problem with her charge controller. It's old and it started acting funny. And just as she was telling me about it, I was with someone that had a controller that he wasn't using that was able to let it go for a really good price. So we got that controller. Like during the conversation where we were figuring out what was wrong, there was a guy standing in front of me with a solution. And there's just one little more part that I need. And Discount Solar opens at 9 and it's 8:39. So I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna stop and dump some trash. And I think what I can do is I've got two 20-pound tanks of propane that needed to be filled. I think I can get that done. And then I should pull into Discount Solar right at 9 a.m. as they open. We'll turn around, come back to camp. Deborah and Frugal RV Gal should meet us there. And we will install this new charge controller. And it's going to work out great. Then after that, I have an appointment with, I wanted to get a doctor since I just got in Medicare just a couple of days ago. So there's kind of a clinic here in Quartzsite. And since I'm in Quartzsite every winter, and it's the place I'm in most of the time, I'm going to get a doctor here. I have an initial appointment, and I'm bringing in the prescriptions that I've been paying out of pocket for and see if we can get those prescriptions going with him. And I'm going to talk to him about my hip and the idea that I want to meet with a orthopedic surgeon to look at a hip replacement. So, I don't know if they could do x-rays there. Maybe they could do an x-ray for me and I could get that to the surgeon ahead of time. That might be a big help. I don't know. I'll ask. I'll find out. We got some people in line here for the dump station, which is a little surprising. I guess it means more people are leaving. When you see a line like this early in the morning and sort of when the peak is over, it's probably people that are traveling today and wanting to get their tanks emptied for their travel day, which is always a really good idea. And I'm gonna hop out here, throw that stuff in. I'll be right back. Well, I can keep talking actually because I got the wireless mic on. So, I went all the way back and I forgot to unlock the tailgate. So I had to go back and do that. We have a couple of bags here. Oh, we got a lot more trash than I thought. We got a couple of boxes. That EcoFlow device that I bought, I kept the box for a couple of days in case it came defective. I have a space heater that I'm throwing away because there was a recall on it. And it said, don't use this thing, it catches fire. And then I have an old teapot here that I kind of messed up by leaving the burner on, and all the water boiled out, it discolored. So that takes care of all the stuff I'm throwing away. And so far, there isn't anyone here that's looking at me like I'm nuts talking to myself while I'm emptying the stuff into the dumpster. One of the things that people do here is if they want to throw away things that are probably still usable, but they're not worth selling to them, they'll leave them on the ground outside the dumpster. So people can take a look at stuff and see if it's things that they want. It's kind of like a donation pile that's pretty well understood unofficially. Ooh. I totally misread my speedometer. I was speeding here for a minute. It's 15 miles an hour in here, which makes sense. So there's 15 miles an hour. Good. You know, one of the things about living out here in the desert, especially, this is the driest season I've experienced out here. I felt there was a brief, like very brief rain that just, it was nothing. And so the dust is just incredible. And I'm like, today I'm wearing my favorite blue jacket, which through the first part of the season, I was constantly trying to wipe down with a sponge and get the dirt and the dust off. And finally, I went last week and I took it to the laundry when I did laundry and cleaned it and it looked all perfect. Now it's friggin' covered with dust already in less than a week. Kind of a bummer. So I don't know whether I'll get to this today or not. I may try, but I have a viewer that I met. I know where he's camped, and I've stopped by and talked to him a couple of times. And he had a good old dog there, and he recently lost that dog. That dog died, and he adopted a new dog, a little German Shepherd puppy, and he invited me to come by, and I'm sure he'll let me film it. I'm sure. So maybe we can do that on the way home from the doctor. So the doctor's appointment is at 1 o'clock. I should be out of there by about 2:30 or so, or 3, depending on how long I have to wait. The actual appointment's at 1:30, but they want me to come a half an hour early. I have filled out paperwork, but they didn't take they need to get my insurance information and ID and everything. And it is, how's my timing? 8:46, so I think it's going to work out pretty good if I go to Patty's RV, propane place, and get the propane filled. It's basically right across the street from Discount Solar, so I think I think the timing's going to work out pretty well here, unless there's a line at the propane place, in which case I might go to the Discount Solar thing and scratch the propane, get the propane when I go in for the doctor's appointment. But for those of you new to the channel and new to Quartzsite, I was staying in the desert, boondocking, means no hookups, parked in the desert with friends, and I'm headed north on Arizona 95 here, and we're just a couple of miles south here of the town of Quartzsite. So we're going north on that. These long-term visitor areas, there are 4 of them in a grid here, all along the highway south of town. I'm in the LTVA South. Across the street is LTVA Tyson Wash. And then up here, there are 2 more. On the right will be LTVA North, and on the west, LTVA West. And they use the term La Posa West, La Posa North, La Posa South, and La Posa Tyson Wash. And La Posa is Old Spanish for resting place. So those are the official BLM names. And LTVAs stand for long-term visitor areas. It's kind of a special thing just that happens here in southern Arizona and parts of California, where there are about a half a dozen or so of the more, well, and counting the 4 here, there's probably, I think, 10 LTVA areas. This is sort of the largest areas. But long-term visitor areas, normally in BLM land, you stay for free, and it's 2 weeks at a time, and you have to move about 30 miles away to another one for your next 2 weeks. And you can bounce back and forth, but you need to move every 2 weeks. Long-term visitor area is different. They charge a fee. You can buy a season pass this year for $180, and you can stay in one spot out here from September 15th until April 15th. And also, the pass also comes with the amenities such as the dumpsters that you just saw. We're dumping trash. There's also wastewater dump stations and fresh water stations available. So you're paying for those amenities as well. And in the regular BLM areas, they don't have those amenities. So if you're parking in a BLM area, you would have to maybe go into town and pay a fee to dump your waste tanks and fill up with fresh water, and you would have to go maybe to the town dump to dump your trash. So this is much more convenient. Now that sounds like a real, and there's also a 2-week stay for $40, and you can do that back to back if you want. But that's all coming to an end, my friends, sadly. They're raising the rates next year. The proposed rate increase is to go from, get this, 180 to 600, and from, instead of $40 for 2 weeks, they're going to raise it to $200 for 4 weeks. But those are proposed rates, and they've had all sorts of public hearings on it, and they're heard back from the public. And they're going to announce, I assume, soon, in the next month or so, I would guess. Well, sometime before September for the next, which starts the next year, they'll announce what the actual new rates are. So all of us that come here every year are anxious to hear that. If they really go to $600, it's kind of sad because it'll price many people out of doing that. You know, I admit that $600 doesn't sound like a lot for, you know, like 5 months of 5 months of the stay, but you know, it's just over $100 a month. But there are people here that they finance their lifestyle by being able to stay here for $180 in the winter, so they can afford maybe higher price things in the summer, or more movement with gasoline from place to place in the summer. And it's gonna hurt lower income, fixed income people, which makes me sad. And I certainly hope that the government takes that into consideration. That would be very nice if they did, and I'm hoping they do. Some kind of compromise, maybe $300 instead of $600, and maybe bump it again the following year. Do it more gradually. So I think 300 to me makes sense, because I think they'll have lost income at 600 because I think they'll sell less than they anticipate, right? And here we are at Patty's. And we'll stop here. This is pretty good. It's 8:57 a.m. and Discount Solar opens at 9. Let's see how good Travels with Dottie is on his timing. All right, it is 8:57. Still, it's 8:57, and I have pulled into Discount Solar, and I don't know if they're open yet. We'll try the door, but it's a little early, but we'll try. Be right back, Dottie. All right, I got done fairly quickly at Discount Solar. They had to do a little, won't go into detail, but they were very nice and did something for me at no cost. I needed the part I bought modified. I needed a hole drilled out, and I knew I didn't have a drill bit that would do it, and they did it for me for free. So shout out to Discount Solar for taking really good care of me. So it is 9:15. It did take 15 minutes, but Deborah is running a little late, so I can actually stop real quick at Coyote Fresh and get ingredients for Dottie's food real quick, so I don't have to stop later today, because I don't think I have enough for dinner for her. Did you hear that, Dottie? Not enough for the Dottie dog for dinner. So we're gonna go in and buy some beef. Be right back, Dottie. So I'm gonna just show you. I haven't shown the inside of Coyote Fresh for a little while, so we'll do that. And we'll go back and we'll order, go to the meat counter. And we'll order some hamburger. Hello.
Oh yeah? I got a guy shrimp and they might work out.
This is what we're going to be buying here, the fresh lean ground round, $6.49 a pound. So one of the features here at Coyote Fresh are these fresh breads. And these are called snowflake rolls that I found out from Campulence Man. He really loves these, heats them up, plenty of butter, really nice, all kinds of nice breads here. And then pastries, cookies, all kinds of nice things. And we are back. We got our 5 pounds of ground beef and a couple packages of green beans and peas, and that'll be Dottie's meal. for the next couple of weeks. And yes, it is expensive to feed your dog this way, but it's really good for them. And here we are going back. It is 9:27. We're headed back to camp. And I'm going to bet we might even beat Deborah and Frugal. Or potentially we could meet them on the highway. That would be fun. Feels nice to get a bunch of stuff out of the way early in the morning. We got the propane done. We got shopping done for Dottie's food. We picked up our little part that we needed for today's installation. And I am 100% confident that I know exactly how to install this, but not 100% confident that it's going to go smoothly. Because there's always a wrinkle. There always seems to be a wrinkle. Always seems to be an unexpected wrinkle in these things, like a wire's not long enough or something. And one thing that we avoided was the part that I got needed a little fat cable attached to it, and I bought the fat cable, but the hole in the tab of the cable was too small to go into the part. And the guy was saying to me, I think I mentioned this earlier, but I thought I'd explain it in more detail. You're going to need to ream that hole out to fit on there, because it won't fit on the way it is. It's the wrong size. And I was about to walk away and think, and then I thought, you know what? I don't have a drill bit that big. I don't have a vise. They have a shop here, and I asked them if they could do it, and they did it. And it fits on just fine. And everything's all attached and absolutely ready to go. And that part should be really easy to install. And then all we're doing is taking an MPP controller out and putting a new one in. And the wires should be the same. We just need to pay real attention to negative and positive to the battery and negative and positive to the solar panels. We need to make sure on the solar panel leg that those, because the sun's out, those wires are going to be hot. So we want to make sure not to short those. So what we'll do is as we remove those wires from the old controller, we'll wrap the ends of them in electrical tape to make sure that there's not an accident like that. So we'll see how I do. I'd rather, if Daryl or Jim were in camp, they'd be doing this, but they're not here. So Travels with Dottie, Rob is going to give it a shot. I have installed MPP to controllers by myself before, so I do have the experience. So that's why I'm not, if I really needed it, I could call Jim, and Jim would be more than happy to come out, but I don't think we need him unless we run into trouble. And God knows whether he'd even be available if we ran into trouble, but he would be our first phone call. And so we're heading south on 95 here. And you know what? I'm going to shut it. I don't have much to say, so I'm going to, there's not much to see, so I'm going to shut off the recording until we get back into camp. All right, I have laid out all the equipment and tools I think that I need. And if I need more than what I have here, I'm going to be pretty surprised. Our batteries are completely dead, so one of the things we want to do, might want to charge them a little bit before we get going, because that Victron stuff will not operate at all on a dead battery, because you need power for the Bluetooth. So we want to get this bad boy ready and get it ready for Deborah to be able to plug her rig into this. So that'll be easy to start. All right, we just need to wait for them, so I'll shut off the recording.
Working on your system? 3 cameras rolling.
3 cameras rolling.
3 cameras
Okay,
rolling.
so we're gonna put in this little device first, so we need to
Bandit,
go,
you need to go.
we need to find the negative. So
These are negatives.
those are both negatives?
Yeah.
Are you
See,
sure?
they're jumpered across and then
No, this is jumper to here,
Oh, wait,
so
let me
these
look.
two, that's negative.
Outside, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Out. Go.
Okay, so we need to
Not joking.
take these two things off of here and attach it to here, and then attach this to there. So let's see.
And how do I charge my phone? Everything's dead. And when I woke up this morning and I realized my phone hadn't charged overnight, the radio to talk to Jenna on her drive hadn't charged even though I plugged it in. It took me a minute to realize, oh, it's because I'm back to the days of no power. But these guys are getting it, and I am so grateful.
I turn the
I can't seem to get this on the... Boy, there's no slack there at all, is there?
I have tiny hands if you need them.
Right, I'm sorry the air conditioner is blowing because under the hood it says it's 96 degrees. It's not nearly not hot. It's probably about 85. It's 12:41, and I left Deborah and Frugal at my place and still working on doing the install for Deborah. As I predicted, stuff went wrong. I had to go into town, had to get a length of wire, had to get a couple of other extra things, and we ran into a problem where we literally could not take out her old solar controller because it was professionally installed in a way that needed special tools to take it out. And lo and behold, the special installer was available, and she's out there right now. I just met her. I'm going to put some information on her because she does these amazing van builds, and I'm hoping to hire her to redo my kitchen. She does great woodworking and stuff, and I want to redo my whole kitchen. I want new countertops, new drawers, new cabinet faces, everything new in my kitchen, because I just using RV stuff and drawers made for RVs full time for 3 years it's falling apart. So I need new stuff. So that'll be exciting if we can make that happen. But right now I am on my way to my first doctor's appointment, my first Medicare doctor's appointment in town here. It's at 1 o'clock. It's 12:42. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have no idea how much or how little they're going to do on this first day, this first appointment, but I've got time. I'm sure they'll want to do blood work and all kinds of stuff that'll take time. Well, guys, here I am at the end of the day, and very successful doctor's appointment. I got all the prescriptions that I wanted, and I met with a great nurse practitioner. I'm just very excited about the care I'm going to get here in Quartzsite. Also, by the time I got back, everything had been hooked up, and Deborah was ready to go. And everything had been installed. I just needed to help her do a couple of software settings and software updates on her Victron equipment, and she is good to go. And I ended a very busy day in the life of a nomad, and it was a pretty happy day. And I hope you enjoyed it. And this is what nomad life is like on a random day. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you watching.